Virtual meeting on academia post-corona. The word to Rebecca Hopkins. She's the Associate Dean at Western Technical College. We've been working also on international projects. She's expert in international partnership. So I would like to welcome Rebecca, and I'm giving you the ground, Rebecca.
Thank you so much for inviting me to share a few comments. I'd like to first talk a little bit about my background so you know the lens through which my comments are offered. One of my academic passions and personal passions is about equity and inclusion and change, social responsibility. So I spent 16 years at a 4-year private liberal arts university. 12 of those years I was a dean of education. And this particular university was Lasallian, so was in the tradition of the Brothers of the Christian Schools, which meant that the emphasis was on a teaching mission and about access and about human dignity. The cost of the tuition, however, is a private school tuition, although competitive for private schools, was well over $40,000 a year when you include room and board. And some initiatives like our First Generation initiative was successful in providing some more funded access for traditional undergrads. We had a second arm called the Schools of Graduate and Professional Programs that was much more accessibly priced, and it was much more geared toward workforce needs, you know, those professional career advancement kinds of opportunities. Also, there was proportionately more students in the graduate and professional programs than the traditional undergrad. My passion for access and equity led me to move to Western Technical College. And Western Technical College is entirely open access. That means whoever wants to come, comes. And the division that I help run, we're the people who provide the support, the pre-college area, and also the embedded support for learners while they're in their programs, depending on what their academic needs are. So my division serves about 4,000 of the 10,000 students, and we employ professional educators with a specialized pedagogy who provide just-in-time academic supports embedded in all the programs across the college, targeted educational interventions as needed, and we also provide co-teaching models so that we can demonstrate best practice. Now, why do I say all of this background? Well, I'm saying it because the 3 points that I've been reflecting on really are stemming out of my concern for the pandemic has really amplified the socioeconomic divides in our communities and in our students. We serve very diverse students. And you can, as a student at my college, you can invest $10,000 for a 2-year program and get a $50,000 a year job at the end. So we're trying to move people out of poverty, and it's very professionalized technical college jobs, but about 50% of the jobs that are necessary are from this realm. So well, here's what we've seen. And we're all at different stages with the impact of the pandemic, but what we've seen is that our students that were struggling and we're struggling the most, we aren't able to get into contact with some of them. They've either lost their jobs or their job schedules have gone just crazy. Like if they're quote unquote essential workers, they're asked to work much more hours or different hours, and they're trying to fit in how to now be an online learner into the mix of all of that. Plus they have children at home that they're trying to take care of and other types of things. We also do free programming in the jails, and we help people get their high school diploma and college credit while in the jail, but also when they come out. And we're seeing some very hard things with that population as well. So students that were doing fine and are not having as many barriers are also starting to have some issue with an online platform they were not prepared to do. And so we're needing to prepare our students and ourselves and our faculty better for summer, for this online environment that we know we're going to be in for some time. I'd like to offer just 3 comments and then I'll wrap up. The first point I wanted to make is I feel like it's very important for all of us, no matter what institution we're at or what type of institution we're at, to emphasize not only social mobility for our learners, but also social responsibility. And that goes into my second comment is, as we're redefining and rethinking what we're doing in higher ed, whether it's our curriculum or the type of program, or the pathways that we offer into our colleges and universities. Are we emphasizing independent skills and also interdependent skills? Are we honoring the skill sets that advance both individuals and communities? And the last point I'll make is about access. All of our institutions are different, and this is very good. And in the wake of this pandemic, how can we become better at being a part of the solutions for the socioeconomic divides versus perpetuating them? How does that change what we're doing? How does it change the partners that we choose? And what barriers can we remove for our students and for our communities to have access to this education that we know can ultimately transform ourselves and our communities? Thank you, and I hope you're all safe